Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Aokana. Inui and Irina are horrific people, for goodness sakes, and I wish they would never exist in the game, but okay. Hi, yeah, it's me. Sorry for the sudden call. Can you come check on how they're doing one of these days? I know. I realise you have your own position to worry about, trust me. I'll make sure it doesn't cause any problems. Oh, the case we discussed before? Sorry, I don't have an answer for you yet. Tell them to wait until after the fall tournament. Okay, see you around. Anyway, made a phone call. I wonder to where and whom. Oh. Wow. What? Fancy meeting you here, Shindou-kan. Indeed, it's been a while, hasn't it? I'm sorry I didn't come to see you during the summer tournament. Nah, it's all good. More importantly... Oh. Okay, I get the picture. Is something wrong? Oh no, don't mind me. Are you guys here to check on Kunohama's players? Yeah, we are. Cool, let's get going then. I need to go say hi to their advisor first, so can you wait here for me? Of course, I wouldn't dare refuse your request. Cool it, man. That's a bit much. Well, I'll be back in a bit. President? What is it? That person is manager Shirai's Sky Sports, isn't he? He is. What about it? Oh, nothing. I'm just surprised that you two are so close. Of course we are. As a store manager, he's close with everyone who plays FC in the area. Oh, good point. Though I also have a more personal relationship than most. Huh? In my eyes, he's a god. What? Oh, he's back. Let's get moving. Yeah, we're just going to leave Rika hanging there with that statement. Yeah, he's a god. But we're not going to explain why, though. I had to have misheard that, right? Nah, you didn't. You did not mishear that? Oh. Wow. Oh, here comes the servant lady over again, for goodness sakes. I noticed a number of familiar faces when I turned toward the main school building. Wow. Oh, you guys seem to be working real hard. Hello. Here, we bought some drinks. Wow, thanks a ton, Echino-san. Can't say I expected to see you guys together. We just ran into each other on the way. Anyway... Shirase-san shifts his gaze over to what's going on behind me. That looks pretty interesting. I'd say it's more like a desperate measure than anything. Asuka is panting heavily as she faces Misaki. Alright, let's wrap this up with one more go. Okay, I'm ready. Go, Mashiro! Roger, senpai! Misaki's body suddenly disappears from Asuka's view right as Mashiro gives that reply. She's fast. That's putting it lightly, Shindou-san. They're orbiting around her. It's almost like they're trying to reenact what Inui is doing, as if she's multiplied. The two of them fly toward Asuka, with Misaki closing from the left and Mashiro from the right. Not yet. I can't move just yet. Asuka focuses on their movement, she mutters those words. I've got this! When she gets into Asuka's blind spot, Misaki shifts into a rapid climb. Then swiftly dives to go for her back. Such perfect timing. Yeah, the way she seamlessly transitions from one movement to the next is pretty damn impressive. However... Not on my watch! Asuka evades Misaki's hand and retreats backward like she's doing a Fosbury flop. Now's my chance! Take this! Mashiro tries to take advantage of the tiny window which Asuka has to try and regain her balance. Oof, she's in a tough spot. Definitely. Most players can't dodge a second attack that's coming in from a different angle right away. But it's almost like Inui is a person that can be in multiple positions at the same time. One more time. How? And yet, Asuka cancels the loop she's been flying midway, then slips past Mashiro's outstretched hand. Amazing. They're not done yet. Echino seems amazed by the display, leaving only Shindou-san to notice the last obstacle I've placed in Asuka's way. Prayers! You've still got a lot to learn, Kurashina. Prayers shooting down on her from above at a terrifying speed. Wow, a third attack? Asuka's back is wide open, and Prayers' hand is rushing straight toward him. And there we go. Oh, he must have caught her. No, look closer. No, they've collided. Yep, he's right. I'm sorry. I just reacted and ended up touching you. Damn it. We're finally at a point where I can't even touch you, huh? A seemingly frustrated Prez and an oddly apologetic Asuka are floating near the water's surface. Asuka-san's the one who's caught him. Whoa. Now that Asuka successfully scored a point, this practice has come to an end. What? You got to that level in just a week? Yes, that's right. Amazing. I assumed you started practicing a lot earlier. Echino's is really confused by Asuka's rapid improvement. Can't say I blame her either. It's hard enough for me to believe. You can say that again. Asuka-senpai is changing a lot every single day. My all-in rushes don't even work on her anymore. Is that so? Yeah, he's got no chance against you. It's safe to say you've easily surpassed Shinan. Come on, it's not always... Okay, maybe it's a little bit. That hurts, Madoka. You really are amazing. Ichino's keeps up the mountain of compliments. A compliment here, a compliment there, a compliment up here, a compliment down there. If you keep this up, finishing the top 4 of a full tournament won't be a challenge. That's good to hear. I turn towards Shindou-san and Shiraza-san, who seem to be lost in thought after acknowledging Echino's praise. They look pretty damn serious right now. Shiraza-san? What's up, Masaya? I close my eyes for a moment to gather my thoughts. You don't think this is good enough, do you? Our jolly mood suddenly turns tense. Shiraza-san smiles faintly as everyone turns their eyes toward him. Well, what's your opinion? Asuka's definitely improved a lot this past week, but still not enough. And I'm sure she'd put up a much better fight if she got another practice match. But I don't think this is enough to help her beat Saki anyway. I hear Asuka's breath catching her throat. She deserves a ton of praise, but now's not the time to sugarcoat things. Shiraza-san nods upon hearing my words. I agree. At this rate, she won't even scratch her. Damn, so Shiraza-san thinks there's still a huge gap between them. I mean, I think Asuka's chances are pretty slim right now, but his assessment seems much harsher. What do you say, Shindou-kan? Shiraza-san turns to Shindou-san, who is standing next to him as he says that. Why don't you face Asuka-chan? What? I get to fight Shindou-san again? Asuka versus Shindou-san. That'd be a godsend, but is that really okay? Sure, he retired from the competition after the summer tournament, but he's still Takafuji's president. He's supposed to be coaching his own players like Ichino's and Shatterwind-san, so helping other schools seems kind of unethical. Shiraza-san? Yeah? Great minds think alike. I was just about to suggest the exact same thing. Seriously? I'm glad I brought my equipment just in case. Nice! I like the way you do things. But they're pretty happy. Asuka, are you... Well, Shindou-san is second best in this way. I'm worried that she may be too exhausted to do this, but I keep myself from voicing my doubt. I get to face Shindou-san again. Her motivation is palpable, so I've probably got nothing to worry about. Okay, we'll take you up on that offer, Shindou-san. I'm very glad to hear that, Hinata-kan. Okay, this practice match between Takafuji Academy and Kunohama Academy will now begin. Both players are to move to first. I'd much rather face Shindou-san than anyway. Asuka and Shindou-san, who have been waiting a little further away, move toward the boy after hearing that. But thank you for giving me this opportunity. You're more than welcome. The last time we played against each other was in the tournament. Yes? Let's make it a good match. Shindou-san is his usual calm and collected self. but I already know that everything will change once the match begins. Indeed, he becomes competitive and intimidating. Do you remember what Shindou Senpai said? Ichino's answered me, seemingly confused. What do you mean? When Shiraza-san suggested the match, he replied, great minds think alike. I wonder why. He has to have a reason for wanting to face her, right? Now that you mention it, yeah, you're right. There's no way he wants to play her for fun. He's not that kind of person. If anything, he's more of a cold, calculated type who's generally unwilling to show his hand. Well, I think that is the best way of going about it when it comes to this kind of thing. You don't want your opponent to know exactly what you're doing. But despite that, he suggested this practice match. He probably has something he wants to share, something that will help Asuka when the time comes for her to face anyway. Maybe he noticed something specific when he fought anyway-san. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's true. Ichino is watching the match with bated breath. Both of us know this isn't a simple practice match. However, only Shindou-san knows the true purpose of it at the moment. Ready, set, show us what you've got, Shindou-san. It seems Shindou-san arrived at the exact same conclusion as Sarasa-san. He doesn't think Asuka stands a chance against Anyway right now. So I'm sure there's some lesson to be learned from this match. That has to be why he suggested it. The match has begun. Both players charge straight towards second. Huh? No, that's not true. What the hell? What? Asuka's just as surprised as me. Shindou-san should have been rushing down towards second. Huh? However, he's given up and jumped to the second line. There has to be a reason behind this. That's odd. I mean, yeah. He's a speeder learning all-rounder. Why would he give up on second against a non-speeder? He's clearly up to something. Asuka, be careful. Shindou-san's probably going to try and surprise me. Right? Yeah, after you touch second, check your surroundings and pay attention to what he's doing. Understood. Is he going to try and mimic anyway? Asuka keeps moving towards second. And it doesn't take long for her to reach it. That's 1-0 for her. However, a single point lead against Shindou-san is effectively nothing. Nah, it might as well be 10 points for goodness sakes. Okay, Asuka, next. Should I have her rush toward third? No. Shindou-san will definitely get in her way. Maybe a dogfight would work better, since that's what she's been training lately? This is tough. Wait, what? No way. Masaya-san, that's... Asuka stops in her tracks. She's clearly surprised. And he's got that intimidating pose about him. Shindou-san spreads out his arms with a faint smile on his face. He's floating at the center of the second line. Right above it, in fact. What's wrong? Come at me, Kirishina-kan. He's become a wall. I see. Now I get it. What's happening? I don't get it. He's trying to mimic the intimidation that Anyway poses. Shindou-san isn't going with his usual playstyle. Huh? His movements do seem different. But then, what is he trying to do? Well... Strong Skywalkers can freely switch between playing as a speeder, fighter or all-rounder. And the best among them can even imitate someone else's playstyle to a certain extent, effectively becoming that player. He's acting like Saki anyway. Yep, that's the same conclusion I arrived to as well. No way! Really? Yeah, I'm sure. Shindou-san obviously didn't witness the match that took place last week, so this must be based on his analysis of when he fought her. It's just like in soccer, where you can guess a team's plan by the way their players are positioned, or in boxing where you can read things based on the opponent's stance. By looking at his positioning and form, I can accurately summarize his current playstyle. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but damn, he's masterfully replicating Anyway's birdcage after only experiencing it once, except it's the opposite end. I can clearly envision it now. Ugh. Asuka lets out a frustrated groan. Guess Shindou-san's bring up bad memories of that practice match from last week. I know she's not traumatized or anything, but his accurate recreation of Inui's style seems to have dampened Asuka's spirits. But this is the challenge we must overcome. Huh? Wait, what? He's getting closer. I thought he was just recreating Inui's playstyle, but it seems to be a little different somehow. Heh. Slowly but surely, Shindou-san is closing on Asuka as if to pressure her, and the faint smile on his face is just making it worse. Masaya-san, you've noticed. Yeah, Shindou-san is coming closer. Glad I'm not the only one who caught that. I see. I was wrong. What about that? What? I thought Shindou-san was imitating anyway. Huh? Wait, he isn't? But you seemed so sure. Yeah, but now that I know that's not the case. Shindou-san gave up on second right after the match began. And that means, unlike Inui, he's starting at a disadvantage. This isn't the birdcage, it's more like a shark approaching its prey with its jaws wide open. Or one of those moments in games where a wall is closing in from you from behind. That's all his movements make me think of. Asuka, go up! Up? He will smush you if you keep waiting. Climb diagonally upward to match his altitude, then engage him in a dogfight. Got it. Asuka builds up momentum and rushes at Shindou-san. She's gotta get to the same altitude as me to kill any advantage she has. However, try again. Eek! Shindou-san blocks her path with pitch-perfect timing. Guess he read her movements. He maintains his height elevation, never letting his relative position go. Of course it isn't going to be easy. Well, at least now it's clear what he's trying to do. He's making sure to never yield a high ground. It's the exact same type of FC that Inui's playing. The true FC that focuses on controlling your opponent that Irina-san went on about. Masaya-san, what should I do? Asuka sounds pretty nervous. She's been training to counter this for a week now, so this is a good opportunity. Sure, he can't reproduce Inui's exact style, but it's definitely better than nothing. Asuka! Yes? Put some distance between you two. Make sure to stay out of his reach. Understood. Asuka follows my instructions and tries to escape Shindou-san by moving slightly downward. No, don't do that! Huh? I've got a bad feeling here. I'm sure that was the best way to escape from her perspective. However, there's no way Shindou-san would react to that when he's been obsessed with maintaining the high ground this whole time. Haha, thanks for playing right into my hand. Sheesh! Of course. It only took an instant. He swooped down from his high position and scored. That's 1 point for Kazunari Shindou. Prez's voice resounds throughout the area. Shindou-san has evened things up now. Stay focused, Asuka. Huh? He's definitely going to go for another point. Watch out. I feel it in my bones. There's no doubt in my mind that Shindou-san won't stop at just one. And I'm not done yet, Kirishina-kan. Oh dear. That's 2 points for Shindou. Man, why do my premonitions always come true? Great, Shindou-san's playing with the lead now. Ugh. Since he's repelled her downward, Asuka is near the water's surface. Do an air kick turn. Recover your balance and fly straight up. Understood. I frantically bark out orders which Asuka obeys. However, I won't let you escape. Unfortunately, Shindou-san never lets up. He simply pursues her like a wild beast that's unwilling to let go of his prey. He's incredible. Asuka manages to somewhat retreat towards second, and when she turns around... No, not again! We're stuck in the same situation as before. What's the matter, Kirishina-kan? Shindou-san spreads his arms in almost elegant fashion, effectively cutting off Asuka's path once again. Asuka, fly zigzag and close in on him from the side. Understood. No point going for vertical movement again. It'd be the same as bashing a head into a wall. Catch him off guard with a zigzag seems like the best bet, but... You think throwing them some horizontal movement will do the trick? He sees right through our plan. Again with this treachery. Try again. He's like an eagle targeting a fish in the water. All these matches seem to do is make the situation more depressing. That's 3 points for Shindou's man. He won't let the fish escape its clutches. I see. This is it. I gaze at that eagle as it spreads its wings in a menacing manner. This is Shindou-san's answer. This is about what you should expect from Saki anyway. How can you defeat her with only that type of practice? Shindou-san is confronting us with the cold hard truth. There's no way Asuka will win at this rate. He's showing us the bad ending we would have reached in 2 months. Man, he's amazing. Misaki's voice is full of admiration. Asuka senpai has improved so much, but she still doesn't stand a chance. Michio seemingly falls into despair. Shindou senpai. Echino's looks to be conflicted, and I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sure she's never seen Shindou-san play like this. And this playstyle is the very same one that made him suffer that humiliating defeat. He's essentially admitting that his old playstyle wasn't anywhere near good enough. Still, that's honestly a good thing. The whole reason Shindou-san is so good is he adapts to every situation. He's strong because he continuously evolves this game. The best players don't obsess over playstyle. Instead, they're willing to do whatever it takes to pull out a win. That's how Inui-san used to play when she was a pro anyway. We'll just have to work harder. After that, we keep throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, but Asuka's repelled every single time, which lets Shindou-san rack up more and more points. Shortly before the end of the match, Shindou-san leisurely moves to the third and touches it, which brings his imposing display to a clear end. He controlled every aspect of this match from start to finish. Phew, I'm back. Thanks for the match. Great match, guys. Hold on, I'll bring some drinks. Here's a towel, Shindou-senpai. Thank you. The atmosphere finally relaxes once they land. However, all my thoughts and feelings about that match are still bubbling up inside. That was really interesting. Shirazu-san welcomes Asuka and Shindou-san back with a smile, then turns to me. Do you get it now, Masaya? I give him a silent nod. Our practice has changed her moment-to-moment decision-making skill, so she's now good at dealing with situations where she doesn't know what's coming at her, or from where. But that's not enough when you're facing someone who controls a pace of play like Saki anyway. Right. I'm sure what we just saw made you realise her playstyle is like hard, thick armour. That's a good way to put it. After all, knowing how to deal with multiple spear thrusts in quick succession doesn't actually help you pierce an opponent's defences. That's why both Shindou-san and Shirazu-san were so down for our practice. As to what you should do, well, I'm sure Shindou-kan can provide some answers. Shindou-san returns after wiping his face down with a towel. I worked up a sweat there. That was some good exercise. His voice sounds as carefree as ever despite the grave expression on his face. Hinata-kan, may I ask you a question? Shoot. What kind of attack do you think would be most effective against Saki anyway? Well, Shirazu-san did just say that Inui's playstyle makes her like thick armor, and that means no normal attack will ever be enough. A sharp, unstoppable thrust. I originally started up this 3 vs 1 practice to help develop a unique weapon for Asuka, and today's match has basically solidified that goal in my mind. You want a weapon that will let you power through her and shatter her armor? I shake my head in response. No, that's not what I mean. All we need to do is pierce the small gaps between the plates of her armor. Since there's no chance of winning a straight up fight, it's best to watch for an opening before targeting it. That's the only way Asuka, who's severely lacking the experience department, can possibly win. I see. Shindou-san nods. I agree, it would be foolish to rely on brute force. However, Inui's armor is quite thick. I'm not sure we'll be able to find a gap, let alone exploit it. But I am. I know Asuka can do it. I see. Her playstyle is rather interesting, so that seems promising. Guess he's satisfied with my idea. Though with that said, I don't have a concrete plan in my mind at all. I mean, that whole idea is based on actually finding a weakness, which is going to be really difficult. We need something unique, but it also has to be well thought out, or Asuka will become even easier prey. Guess I should give this more thought. Shindou-san and Shirase-san has helped me solidify a course of action. I think the alternate timeline with Misaki where you practice inverted flight was the best option. Because, well, try and control a battlefield from above when your opponent is literally facing you. However, in a way, we're now back to square one. Oh, someone's texting me, hold on. I'm going to drop by the philosophy room on my own. Shindou-can, leave on your own once you're done here. Understood. Well, keep up the good work, Masaya. Thanks. Is Shirase-san busy? No, he's heading to the faculty room, so he must have business with Aoi-san. Hinata-can? What's up? Shindou-san's back to his usual relaxed self. There's even a cheerful smile on his face. Answer a question for me, Hinata-can. Imagine you have a player who doesn't have any FC matches coming up. Someone who has essentially nothing to do in his free time. Would you let that person be Kirishino-kan's training partner? Someone who has nothing to do in his free time? Wait, you don't mean... I look up at Shindou-san's smiling face and... Huh? No way. What do you say? Am I not good enough for the job? Don't be silly. If you aren't, then literally no one is. If anything, I feel like he's wasted on us. If a player as good as Shindou-san practices with Asuka, should improve in no time. It's a dream come true, but... I throw a sidelong glance at Ichino's. I doubt people from Takafuji were very happy to hear that. I mean, who would be when their best player is offering to train one of their rivals? However... Don't worry, he informed me in advance. Ichino's forms a light smile as she says that. I see. I didn't believe this was some spur-of-the-moment decision, but I also didn't think he's already told his club about it. Guess I've got no reason to turn him down now. Well, okay then. Hey, Asuka! I call Asuka over. Yes, what is it? You're getting an extra coach starting tomorrow. Huh? Who? I point at Shindou-san. What? That's the story, Kirishino-kan. You still got practice at Takafuji, so are you really sure this is fine? Of course I am. I'm looking forward to it. Asuka's all flustered while Shindou-san, in sharp contrast, just smiles and shakes hands with her. Now, with that out of the way, let's get right down to finding a gap in Saki Inui's armor. Shindou-san? What is it? Thank you. You don't need to thank me. This may be your fight, but at the same time, it's a way for me to get my revenge. Right. Should have known. There's no way Shindou-san's over the defeat he suffered, and that's part of the reason why he wants to help us. Honestly, I'm grateful for his help, but this is putting a lot more pressure on me. Also, I simply can't refuse a request from one of my gods. What? What are you talking about? What? That's a pretty bold move. What do you mean? Getting Shindou-kan to coach her? I can't believe he just went there and made it happen when he's from a different school. Well, it's not like he's got nothing to do. Sorry, it's not like he's getting nothing in return. Huh? Don't tell me. You're talking about that Northern Europe League stuff from the other day. Don't you think putting someone who has as much fun playing FC as Shindou overseas could lead to interesting developments? I see. You've already sealed the deal with the folks over there and found a school for him, huh? It must get pretty cold in Finland. Oh my goodness sakes, that cold? In the Arctic Circle, nonetheless. Guess I'll have to mail him some warm blankets when winter rolls around. I don't even know how to respond. So what are their chances? What do you mean? I'm asking if Asuka-chan can win. To be honest, I don't know. I see. She's a real quick study, which is good. Plus she's got a strong desire to win and enough tenacity to spare. But the issue is, she'll hit a ceiling eventually, and when that happens, he's the only one who can help her bust right through it. You mean Masaya? Right now, he isn't paying attention to the people around him, so it'll all depend on how he recovers after he realizes his mistake. You're not going to warn him? He needs to experience it himself in order to understand. Failing alongside Kirishino will help him grow. Then again, it won't be easy. I mean, he's already experienced the effects of a bad coach firsthand. Inui, it's pretty cloudy out there. We might get some rain today. Great, you just had to say that, didn't yours? Okay, come at me, Kirishino-kan. Gladly. Asuka starts to slowly fly scissors as though to get a feel for it. It's a maneuver that's typically used to switch positions when your opponent when they're behind you in a dogfight game. It's weird to use it as an approach, but it's exactly what Asuka is doing. The angles of her turns quickly become unnaturally sharp. Right now her trajectory is more like a zigzag than a wavy line. Shindou-san is calmly observing everything. Asuka then starts to fly around in an attempt to draw a pentagram. It's a sequence of multiple scissors with acute angle turns. After several turns, Asuka suddenly rushes at Shindou-san. She's shooting straight at Shindou-san's blind spot at a high speed. Alright, that's a good feint, but obviously you would dodge it. Shindou-san twists and nimbly climbs up, seemingly having predicted Asuka's position. You looked at me right before you launched your attack. Oh, did I? If I manage to catch it, then so will Inui can, Ichino's can. What did you see? When she made her last turn, she changed the way her body was positioned. You heard it. Oh, it was no good, huh? It would be strange if you managed to put it off right away. You are attempting a rather high-level technique after all. Alright, let's take it from the top. This time, try not to give yourself away by focusing your gaze. Understood. Wow, Shindou-san is fired up. Yeah, he's doing great out there. Every problem is getting stamped out one after another. It's been a week since Shindou-san joined us, and I've got to say, he's a lot more passionate and engaged than I imagined. I hope this zigzag attack you come up with will work. Luckily we have Shindou-san here, so she can practice it. If she can get to the point where she can land it on him, she can land it on just about anyone. The idea is that Asuka will first use herself as a decoy to throw Inui off and break her defense. It's an advanced feint, basically. The lightning fast speed combined with the swift and rapid directional changes makes it almost impossible for your opponent to predict where you're going to attack from. The idea is simple on paper, but the effectiveness of its scale with the skill of the player mean it can become an incredibly deadly move with the right amount of intuition and technical ability. Inui is definitely improving as we speak. Huh? They must have shown us the birdcage because us knowing couldn't hurt them, right? Oh, I see. Good point. In other words, Inui would have reached new heights by the time we face her. And I've got no way to predict what that will look like. You're saying she stands no chance as she can't deal with a birdcage right off the bat, huh? Exactly. Filled with expectation, I look up at Asuka as she's flying about. If she manages to master this technique, she can put up a good fight. Of course, she's still struggling to even learn it, which isn't a good sign. Still, based on how she's improved so far, I'm excited to see how this looks in a couple of days. I'm so exhausted. I can imagine. You did great out there, Asuka. Asuka walks over to me with unsteady steps. You have to hear this, Masaya-san. I finally managed to score on Shindou-san today. Yeah, I saw everything. You managed to pull off an attack that was practically impossible to read. I did, and I'll work hard to score even more points next time. Asuka... Oh, not this again! No! No more, Misaki! Oh, Misaki-chan. Misaki grabs Asuka's arms with a mischievous look on her face. Now that your break's over, it's our turn. I'll use my speed to defeat you. And I'll aim for your back the whole time. Save me! Asuka gets dragged away. Make sure you don't go easy on her. Shindou-san approaches me now. Wait, was he waiting to take Asuka's place or something? Thanks for the help. It's no problem, really. I see Tobisawa-kan and the others are also quite fired up. Yeah, thanks to the advice you gave. Their practice has gotten a lot more effective. The weapon Shindou-san came up with requires immense agility and moment-to-moment decision-making skill. That's why we're splitting up practice into two halves. I haven't really done much. Adjusting their positioning and making their individual roles clearer was no big deal. I think you're underselling yourself there. I mean, everyone's been a lot more lively since we clearly defined their roles. Sure, the main focus of this exercise is Asuka, but it's also supposed to help all of them develop their technical skills. I think the biggest factor here is that all your players know exactly what they're doing. That's what allows you to... Help! I hear a scream come up from in the sky. She forgot to put her balancers back on. Oh dear. When will Mashiro-chan learn? She's spinning around in the air. Is this some new... No, it's not. She forgot... You forgot to turn the balancer back on again, didn't you? I'm sorry, it's really hard to remember. Guess he spoke too soon. I'm beginning to think I should make Mashiro take a maintenance course. I have to say, today was extremely productive. Oh? Kirishina-kan is very talented. This practice is driving that fact home. She never repeats the same mistake, which is remarkable. I've never come across anyone else like her. Glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. I understand why you're so obsessed with her. He has a strange grin on his face as he says that. We're talking about her as a player, right? What else could I mean? Explain. Damn it, he pulled a fast one on me. Well, we can chat about that some other time. I need to head out. Got it. See you. Can't believe I let him get to me. I mean, Asuka is very captivating as a player, which makes me happy to coach her, but... Hinata-san? Yeah. Oh, is you, Ichinos? I'm going to head home now. Oh, okay. Understood. What? Are you sure you think of her as just a player to coach? Really, Rika? Wow, I didn't expect you to dig into that. Heh. Boss, I got what you want right here. Madoka pulls a USB out of her bag with a creepy smile on her face. It's almost like she's discovered next week's title for the latest BuzzFeed or something like that. I see. Well done, Madoka. Hehe, it was no sweat. Madoka holds out her palms after handing me the USB. I will reward you if Asuka wins the tournament. Huh? Don't you think that's a pretty steep requirement? Enough. Let's just watch it. Fine. Look, there are a lot on your side. There's a laptop in front of us, and Madoka spots a couple of open USB slots on the left. Okay, here we go. I insert the USB, which makes a folder with a date as its name pops up on the screen. Inside, there's one video file. Is this it? Yep, you'll see a real dirty bit. Let's move on. Oh, come on, you could have at least pretended to hesitate. Shut up already. Oh, there we go. It's a video Saki anyway. When was this filmed? About a year ago. It's from a summer tournament last year. That said, it's a tournament that took place in a different country, so it's not the same as the one we just finished. I want to learn more about Saki anyway, so I used Madoka's information network to find this. Why not compliment my amazing information gathering skills? Honestly, I am pretty grateful, but there's no way I'm going to reward that annoying behavior. Yeah, for the find, yes. For the behavior, no. Oh, this is. The video only had Inui up until now, but another player suddenly appeared. It's a dogfight. They're keeping each other in check while they search for an opportunity to strike. Neither of them are really making a move. Oh. The English player's a guy. He's tall, but still pretty fast. Seems like a tough opponent. His name is Anthony Flockhart. Okay, that's a name I can pronounce because it's not Japanese. He plays third in the Europe Junior Championship. Oh, I see. You sure know a lot about this stuff, huh? I guess. Oh, look, he's made his move. Unable to stand waiting around, he took advantage of Inui moving slightly to the left and shoot toward the next boy. He's done for at this rate. Madoka says that on reflex, but she's right, his timing was bad, so I'm sure Inui will just stop him in his tracks. She'll either fly up, then go for his back with a quick dive, or miss the situation, which was a perfect chance to score multiple points. Huh? What? Inui did something completely unexpected. She jumped to the third line. That's right. Instead of going to score on his back, she simply flew over to the third line as if she had no interest in him. And Flockhart looked over to her with a baffled expression on his face after scoring. I see. Her playstyle has been like this for a while. Huh? What do you mean? She's ignoring the usual convictions of FC. See? Look there. I point to a part of the video. Inui is floating above the third line, looking down on her opponent in an intimidating manner. This is just a guess, but it feels like Inui wasn't even trying to win. Huh? But why? She probably wants to confirm something in a real tournament setting. Flockhart is relatively famous in the junior scene in Europe. However, that doesn't mean much. I'm not trying to badmouth him or anything, but I doubt he was a serious hurdle in Inui's mind. I doubt her opponent was happy about her doing that though. Right. In fact, you can see that on his face. After the match ended, the camera zoomed in on Flockhart's face, and he didn't have the smiling face of a winner. Instead, he looked like an animal that feared an incoming predator. She's been developing this style for far more than a year. Beating her won't come easy, but it's worth the challenge. There's no way we'll come out on top without working even harder. It's gonna get harder from here on out. Alright, Madoka. What? I hope you have the next video for me soon. Well, about that. Madoka sounds oddly hesitant. It'll be hard to get much more. There's barely anything out there. Ugh, you serious? Yeah, there was some info on her from tournaments in Europe, but even then, this was the only video I managed to find. It's like someone's deleting everything about her. Yes, Irina is the one behind this, so their enemies cannot keep track of their progression. I mean, her playstyle is rather special, so videos that shows how she developed it must be in demand. Having nothing out there despite that probably means we have no chance of winning a war of information. But then again, that is how Irina managed to get our information, is through a war of information finding. Our only hope is to sneak into Kuryu, which isn't really a good idea. I'm back! Oh, are you done with practice already? Yep, Asuka's exhausted, so we called it a day. I see! Make sure to get some rest, Asuka-chan! Huh? Oh, yeah, thanks! She seems pretty drained. That's because Asuka-senpai was in peak condition today. Yeah, she was training even harder than usual. Huh? Where's Masaya? He went to go talk to Shiraza-san. Just told me to say practice will start at the same time tomorrow. Gotcha. See you tomorrow. See you. Bye-bye. Who's going to take Asuka home, for goodness sakes? She seems pretty drained, just like that other day. We could jump to the third line early at the cost of a point. That would get us far ahead of her. If we do that, Inui would most likely make her move around here, which we could counter by... I'm drawing projected trajectories on the whiteboard to try and outsmart Inui and Irina-san. It's no use. This is way too hard without more information. I put down my pen and crossed my arms. It's easy enough to think up Inui countermeasures in my mind, which is why we incorporate the results of my simulations in our daily practice. However, I don't have enough tape to figure out what she'd actually do, so it's all based on my assumptions. Whew. I sink into the chair and gaze up at the ceiling. I can't forget the video I saw yesterday. Nothing I can do if even Shiraza-san is drawing... No, sorry, nothing I can do if even Shiraza-san is drawing a blank. Shiraza-san's connected to the FC world on a global scale, but even he can't find anything on her. All we can do now is focus on practice. I can't keep worrying about things we'll never get. Not when we have last year's fall tournament champion and a former international pro on our side. Yeah, I just have to focus on practice. There's nothing wrong at all with our practice. Hey, coach! Misaki suddenly pops into the club room. Hi, is everyone ready? Yep, we're all warmed up. I see. I'll be there in a minute. Okay. Instead of turning to leave, Misaki remains rooted to the spot. Something wrong? Maybe I'm worrying over nothing, but... Misaki looks at me with a concerned expression on her face. You sure you're watching Asuka? Huh? Where'd that come from? What do you mean? I see her practice every single day. Well, yeah, but... I guess you're right. Forget I ever said anything. Okay. What was that all about? There's no way she said that for no reason. Okay, let's head on out. Sure. In the end, Misaki doesn't elaborate, so the conversation ends. She was thinking romantically, for goodness sakes. Moving on. Alright, let's pick this up where we left off yesterday and kick things up a notch. Roger. Let's do this. I can't wait. Now that her practice with Shindou-san is complete, Asuka's moved to her 3 versus 1 practice with the rest of our club. Man, her reaction time has improved a lot. Hinata-kan. Hey there, how much progress have you... I get interrupted before I can finish my sentence. You might want to check up on Kirishina-kan. Huh? Her movements and everything were the same as usual, but she was slow to react when I talked to her, and she seemed out of breath. What? Sure, she's been looking more tired lately, but I don't know if it's that bad. Hey, I look up to tell them to stop practice, and that's when... Huh? Hey, Asuka! Misaki's terrified voice reaches my ears. What's happened? Asuka! I shift my gaze and notice Asuka floating through the air, her head hanging limply. Masaya! Asuka just... I'm coming! Without missing a beat, I open the box that contains maintenance equipment, pick a remote that has emergency written on it, and take off. After positioning myself under Asuka, I address the others. I'm gonna shut down Asuka's ground shoes, so I need you all to serve as backup. Backup? Head down, then grab a net and spread it over the water. Got it. Press, Bashiro. She's overexerted herself. On it. Roger. The 3 of them rush down to the beach. I wait for them to fetch the net and get in position, then... Are you alright, Asuka? Huh? I remember I was in the middle of practice, so why are you... What a relief, she's conscious. That makes the tension of my body loosen up for a moment. You got dizzy and passed out. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Don't worry about that, just keep quiet and relax. I use the emergency remote to slowly lower the output of Asuka's ground shoes. Reducing the anti-graviton output should make her sink due to the pull of gravity. And that's exactly what happens. Okay, slow and steady. Lower anti-gravitons also means lower repellent force. In other words, she won't get flung away by my touch. Instead, she'll only feel a light vibration. Phew. I catch Asuka's body in my arms. Then I slowly lower myself toward the beach. What happened to me? Don't talk, Asuka. Just stay still. Okay, I will. She mutters that in a tired voice, then closes her eyes again. I'm sorry. The immense sense of guilt makes it hard for me to look Asuka straight in the face. My. Yeah, it's pure exhaustion. She isn't sick or anything. I see. Thanks for going with her. It's no big deal. I'm the club manager, remember? We immediately cancelled practice and took Asuka to the hospital. After delivering her safely, I left and returned to our club room. And that's why I only know about Asuka's condition. Misaki tried to warn me. Did she say something? She was worried about Asuka before practice, but was being kind of vague. I should have actually tried to talk to her. It's clear now that she was wondering if I was paying attention to Asuka's physical condition, not her progress. I bet Misaki picked up on the little signs of exhaustion Asuka was showing, but was unsure what to do. Well, don't beat yourself up about it. She kept saying she wanted to push herself, so it was hard to tell her to stop. But that's a coach's job. Sure, but it's not like you are some veteran with years of experience. No one's expecting you to be perfect. But he has years of experience as a player. Surely he would know the feel of feeling exhausted. Anyway, it was only exhaustion this time, so just consider it a lucky break and learn from this. Will do. Okay, that's all for now. I'll call you tomorrow. Got it. Man, that was a huge shock. I should make her take a break from practice, and I'll use the time before she returns to rethink everything. If I don't pay more attention to Asuka, something terrible could happen. Yep, something terrible could happen. The next day, I tell everyone to go to practice, then head to the faculty room by myself. How is everyone? Are they doing okay? They're practicing as usual, and by usual I mean on their own. Guess that must feel pretty weird, since we've all been focused on Asuka lately. They appear a little, or well, a lot more sluggish than usual though. Huh, I see. Well, I'm not surprised. Aoi-san replies in a matter-of-factly tone. So is that all? You have something else to say, don't you? Does she watch what I'm doing through our security cameras or what? Whenever I come to here, she always knows how to cut straight to the heart of my worries. I take a deep breath to prepare myself to speak. I'm planning to make Asuka take a break. Really now? I pushed her way too hard. It was wrong of me to take her word for it when she said she wants to practice non-stop. That's why I'm going to tell her to relax a little more from now on. Aoi-san just stares me in the eye without speaking. Then... Say, Masaya. What is it? What do you think of Kirishina? Well, Asuka is a very sincere, cheerful girl who loves flying. She's a fast learner with a whole lot of talent who'll keep practicing until you stop her. I guess that's how I describe her. Aoi-san should know all that, so why is she asking me? And more importantly, what's her answer to this question? Is that really all you think? Yeah, well, that's all that's worth mentioning right now. Anyway, she's a monster. Huh? A monster who's possessed by FC and the sky. Isn't that what you actually think? What's she trying to say? You're going a bit too far there. Am I? Did you say something similar when Inui showed up here? I guess I did, yeah. And that's not all. During the tournament, when I saw the expression on her face as she was watching the final match, a sense of fear struck me. I really did start to think she was a monster. Yeah, can't say I've never thought about that. Anyway, Sam forms a smile as she hears me say that. Okay, Then let me ask you another question. Do you know what Kirishina likes? What she likes? If I remember correctly, strawberries and... what was it again? Oh right, flying fish. Good. Now, what does she hate? She hates... what does she hate? I'm honestly not so sure she mentioned anything specific. What about her family? I think she's an only child. What subjects is she good at? What manga does she like? Where'd she live before moving here? Has she got any special skills? Does she prefer texting or calling? How does she spend her time at home? You'll talk about other things outside of FC. Listen, how does she like to be cheered up? How am I supposed to know any of that? I know what you're thinking. My goodness sakes, you read me like a book. I know what you're thinking, it's written all over your face. How am I supposed to know any of that? No, that's... don't lie to me. I can also tell you... for... why is any of this important? Okay, I admit that did cross my mind. I can understand that. Huh? I mean, I used to feel the exact same way back in the day. I thought nothing other than placed on special skills that could be used as a weapon matter. So you're saying you changed your mind? That's not important. Listen, I'm trying to say I don't want you to think like me. Huh? You're worried about me? Yeah. Ayo-san takes a sip of her coffee. If you ask me, you're doing a great job as a coach. That sounds pretty fake after what you just said. No, trust me, that's normal for a coach. We're not supposed to get too emotionally attached to our players, and in that sense you pass. The problem is that your opponent is Saki anyway. Saki anyway? What does she have to do with this? What's that supposed to mean? Exactly what I just said. That girl who's serving as a second, Irina, probably knows Saki anyway better than anyone else. Her personality, preferences, past, habits, everything. It's impossible to mold such a perfect player unless you take all of that into account. Yes, think of the external qualities of FC rather than just the internal qualities of FC. Hold on, that sounds like, in a way it's even crueler than not knowing. You're telling me the only way to beat her is for me to invade Asuka's privacy? She isn't smiling. Her expression isn't a kind one either. Oh, I know that look. It's the same one she had when... Do you really think I would tell you to do that? It's not anger. Honestly, she seems more sad than anything. No, I'm sure you never do something like that. Upon hearing that, her expression softens. Thanks. That's right. How could I even say that? I know there's no way you should tell me to try that. She's a person who has the utmost faith in me. She's the one who told me she'll always be waiting for me in the sky I've rejected. There's no way you should try something like that. Asuka Kirishina isn't just a member of the Kinohama Academy FC Club. She's also a student in Class 2C who's 12th on the attendance list. And you're her classmate, Masaya Hinata, who's 20th on the very same list. Right, and... I'm afraid... Afraid that you'll wear each other out before you even get to really talk. Maybe she has a point. To be honest, I know next to nothing about Asuka. We see each other at practice every day, but the only thing we ever talk about is FC. I never ask her about her personal life because she's never mentioned it to me. If she shows no interest in talking about that with me, I don't need to ask. Likewise, I never mention things about my personal life to her either. Don't you think it's dangerous to guess Kirishina's thoughts and decide what to do for her when you don't know what she could be thinking? I'm afraid it could end up hurting both of you. I'm speechless. Asuka was so tired that she fainted. That meant she was pushing herself too hard, which made a break sound like the perfect solution. And honestly, I'm sure that's still the right call as a coach. But is that something Asuka actually wants? Is she just supposed to do whatever I say? And that doesn't just apply to this situation. talking strategy and trying to develop a weapon for her to use is all pointless if I don't have what she wants in mind while developing them. I'm not saying you have to get to know Kirishina in order to win, however, at this rate, both of you will fail. Basically, I'm trying to say you should have a little more fun, Masaya. She's told me to have fun about 1,000,000 times now, and yet she's repeating that phrase again. Remember, this is a school club and Kirishina is your classmate. There's no point in any of this if you're not enjoying it. Right. Show them the pure joy of flying when you win. I know you two can do it. No, in fact, you're the only ones who can. That sounds like a tall order. It's something I wished for after the summer tournament, but I gave up on the idea because it seemed so far out of reach. But now, I feel like we have to do just that. Well, that's my 2 cents. So, are you going to visit her now? That's the plan. Well, you better hurry. Got it. I direct a large bow at her as I answer that question. Then I turn around and break into a run. I don't want her to see the look on my face, because I'm sure it's the exact same look I had when I trained with Aoi-san back in the day. I'm sorry, Masaya. I didn't really have a right to lecture you, not when I'm trying to make you do something I failed too. What? Wow. Still, I know you can do it. Don't repeat my mistakes. So you're saying... Okay, Kirishina. Yes? I hear a voice resound from inside the house after I press the intercom buzzer. Must be Asuka's mother. She greeted me in the same cheerful voice when I called their landline. Our club's register has a Kyoko Kirishina listed as Asuka's guardian. This is probably her. Excuse me. I'm the one who called you earlier. Hinata. Oh yes, Hinata-kan. Please come in. The door's open. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry you had to come all the way out here to check on her. Oh no, I should be the one apologizing. Kyoko-san looks just like Asuka, or maybe it's more accurate to say she looks like an older version of Asuka. Either way, she's real pretty. She keeps insisting on going to school, so I have to force her into bed all day. Her personality also seems like a more mature version of Asuka's. Well, age does come with maturity, for goodness sakes. I see. Yeah, that's easy enough to picture. Is it... I mean... Kirishina-san up? Oh my, you aren't going to use her first name? I heard that's a rule in your club. Huh? It's supposed to boost your morale, right? What a shame, I like how you made you all feel so close. Well, doing it outside of school is a little... It's fine, really. In fact, why don't I follow suit and call you Masaya-kan? Huh? Oh, sure. What the hell? She seems to be in complete control of this conversation. I wonder why. Asuka! I'm coming in. Jeez, cut it out, Mom. I promise not to try to get up again, so... The moment we enter her room, Asuka starts to mumble those words, but then... Huh? What? She did not expect this at all. Ooh, what is Masaya? I mean, what Hinata doing in here? Oh my, I told you he was coming over, didn't I? But you never said it would be today, or right now even. Also, why are you calling him Masaya-kan? Oh, I didn't tell you? You didn't. Should I tell him to leave then? Huh? You have a cold, so it's probably best that he didn't come see you anyway. Wait a second. There she goes, clean her room even though she hasn't fully recovered. I feel like I should probably leave. No, you really shouldn't. I guarantee she's happy to see you. I think flustered is the word to describe this scenario. If you say so. It's fine now, you can come in. Get in your bed, Asuka. Sick people shouldn't be doing strange poses in the middle of their room. Jeez, you know, this is kind of your fault. Despite her complaints, I can hear her crawling into bed. Well then, I'll excuse myself now. Enjoy. Thanks? In the end, she controlled everything that happened from start to finish. I need to pull myself together and open the door. From this particular moment, Masaya, you can learn a lot of different things about the relationship between the guardian, also, is it her mother or is it her guardian, and Asuka in general. You learn a lot of things about a person outside of, let's say, a sports activity, because you only talk about the sport, you only focus on the sport, you're only experiencing the sport in the sports combines. But when it comes to outside of that, you get to see someone in a different light. I'm coming in now. This is the first time I've entered Asuka's room. I can't tell if it's normally like this or not, but her room is pretty clean. Feels a lot more like a girl's room than Misaki's. At any rate, and all the strawberry-themed items only reinforce that fact. Please don't stare at the things in my room. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I shift my gaze to Asuka. Nice to see you. Ah. Asuka's lying in her bed with a rather nervous expression on her face. She looks a bit feverish, though I doubt that's only because of her exhaustion. The sudden cleanup she just did probably makes things worse. I have to apologize just now. She's just suddenly... It's fine. I don't really mind. Asuka's fidgeting about, clearly embarrassed, and honestly, I'm feeling just as embarrassed for an entirely different reason. I mean... The front of her pajama shirt is... I see, okay. Probably because she still has a fever, but still, yeah. Let's be air go in and out. A pretty sticky situation. Not the correct word to use there. I'm not sure where to look. The eyes on Asuka's head? Asuka either doesn't realise or doesn't mind, since she's staring at me with an innocent smile on her face. No, I need to focus. Gotta stop thinking about that before things go south. Man, I never realised that. For goodness sakes, man, stop it. I mean, even Masaki was involved. Interested, I mean. Both. Seriously, Masaya, I literally just told myself not to pay any attention to it. It. Or them. Masaya-san? Oh, I changed topic in an attempt to save face. You seem to have a lot of plushies. I like them a lot, so I've been collecting them. There's a flying fish plushie right next to a pillow. Man, what's wrong with me? I mean, who in the right mind would try to start a conversation about plushies? Say, Asuka. Yes? How do you, spend your time when you're at home? Huh? Well, I mean, what are your hobbies and stuff? What is wrong with me? Awkward much. She must think I'm a total dork. Have I always been this bad at striking up a conversation? I mean, dumb. I just asked her about her hobbies out of the blue. What's it supposed to be, some kind of blind date? My hobbies? Let me think. Oh, I love manga. I read lots of them. My dad collects a bunch too. Oh, does it mean you're more into the older series? That's right, I grew up reading about the power of friendship, fighting for your dreams and other stuff like that. I see. This could also be part of her motivation as to why she pursues FC so much, because of reading fantasy and fiction, which has gotten to a point where she wants to adopt or develop a similar style to what she's seen on both a physical and a psychological level. Thank you, Asuka. You're so kind. She's just rolling with the punches instead of calling me out on my weird questions. What a saint. Wait. This is all wrong. Right now, Asuka's no different from how she is with all her classmates at school. And that's not good enough for me. I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Asuka. Not about SC or school. I just want to speak on an extremely professional level. But before that, listen, Asuka. There's something I have to say. Yes? I give her a deep bow as she replied to me. I'm so sorry. What? If I'd been paying more attention, you wouldn't have collapsed. I only have myself to blame for not making you take more breaks. In the end, this is all my fault. She only passed out because I didn't take good care of her. That's why I need to sincerely apologize for my mistakes. It's not like that. Huh? Asuka shakes her head upon her hearing my apology. That's not true. This isn't your fault at all. It's mine. I felt terrible, but I kept saying I was good to go. How can I blame anyone else when I was keeping the truth from all of you? No, you're wrong. I'm your coach, which means I should have been paying more attention to you. That may be true, but I still should have looked after myself better. But I should have... Our eyes meet right as I'm about to continue our argument. We both start laughing. Laughing is the best cure for sadness after all. And a mountain of sweet food as well. I'm sorry, I get worked up over the weirdest things. Not like I'm any better. I'm a pretty stubborn guy. And it seems Asuka can compete in that regard. This honestly feels pretty refreshing. Asuka? Yes? Even if we're both to blame here, that doesn't change the fact that I've still got a lot to learn as a coach. That's not true. You're already so amazing. Not really. The way I see it, I've got a pretty long road ahead of me, and that's why I've decided to try harder from now on. I look straight at Asuka. I want to spend more time talking to you. You want to talk? Right. I recall the point of Aoi-san's message. Everything that's outside of FC. Because the only things you know about Asuka are within FC. And on that very first day that you met, when she lost her keys. I've been seeing Asuka less as a friend and more of an FC player. That might be the right thing to do as a coach, but thinking back on it, Asuka didn't ask me to train her because she wants to be the best FC player or anything. She did it because she wanted to have fun. But we've only seen her in an FC light. She just wanted to experience the joys of flying. And I can't believe I forgot something so simple. That's why I want to get to know Asuka better, because then I can coach her more intimately. Hopefully that's enough to make her feel the most happy, joyful person in the sky. You feeling better at all? Yes, my fever's down, so I should be at school tomorrow as long as I rest. I see. That's good to hear. I'm looking forward to practicing with you again. Yes, same here. Asuka's voice cracks. God, why does this all feel so awkward? How am I supposed to get to know her if this keeps up? Damn it, it's now or never. Time to sink or swim. Having made up my mind, I turn to face Asuka. And when I do, I see that she's pulled a photo album off her shelf. Oh, it's kind of dusty, hold on. She wipes it down with a tissue. Let's talk about the past. It seems our conversation has somehow moved in that direction. If we don't know anything about each other, then the simplest thing to do is start with our childhoods and go from there. I agree with her on that, so she suggests the cliche idea of looking through her photo album together. Here, look. Asuka opens the album. Aww. I stare at a page she's turned to get a good look at the picture of her as a kid. See? Don't I seem a lot different here? You really do. She's wearing a white dress and shares Asuka's features, but that's where the similarities end. We see a sad, nervous, timid girl. Gosh. That girl in the picture is casting her gaze down with a frightened look on her face. She gives off a frail, meek impression as she's trying to hide behind a pillar. It's hard to imagine that's actually Asuka. Do you believe me now? Believe what? When I told you about this, I couldn't tell you... I could tell you didn't buy my story. Really? I guess I vaguely remember that. Well, either way, I've no choice but to believe it now. You totally did. Well, here's some evidence. Yeah, sorry for doubting you. It's fine. This conversation is really weird. Anyway, I used to be really shy, and I barely ever left the house. But that's all changed when I met a certain someone. A certain someone, you say? She reminds me of Katie from that, Bunny Senpai anime. Really. Afraid to go outside. You mean that one girl you told me about before? Yes. And, well, I changed a lot after I became friends with her. She turns to the next page as she says that. Huh? Hey, she's got a bug. I see a picture of a girl with the exact same hairstyle and face as the last one, but everything else seems different. She's changed from a dress to a miniskirt and t-shirt, plus she seems to be all excited about a beetle she's holding in her hands. That's your twin sister? People make that joke all the time when they see these. Asuka response is accompanied by a smile. They're both pictures of me, obviously. She closed the album as she says that. As you can see, something happened to me during my childhood that changed my entire world. You can say that again. Given how drastically she's changed, it had to have been something big. Big enough to say it changed her entire world. I made a promise. A promise? Asuka nodded. A promise with the girl who changed me. I promised to always keep facing upward, to always do my best at everything I try, and to always be cheerful. Because I didn't want to be disappointed in me when we meet again. Asuka bursts into a powerful beaming smile as she says that. That's why I never want to give up on anything I've set my mind to. I see. I also have a promise I made with someone when I was a kid. However, it's now locked away alongside my grav shoes. No matter how strong a promise may be, it will eventually fade. So how can Asuka remain strong? How can she not buckle when faced with the harshness of reality? Don't you ever get disheartened? Huh? Losing an FC match, or having practice not go your way, stuff like that happens all the time. Doesn't any of that ever depress you? That is an interesting question though, because she always puts up this really strong act. But inside, is she actually stable? I know I'm asking her this question, but I've honestly never seen Asuka react in a negative manner. Maybe that just means she perceives things differently from most normal people, and maybe that's part of why I thought she was a monster back then. Masaya-san? Asuka was pretty upset as she calls out to me. Could it be that you think I'm some sort of freak? Crap, was it that obvious? Asuka takes my science confirmation and continues. Well, you're wrong. I'm below average in every single way. Really? Yes, I'm not good at sports, I'm not smart, and I'm pretty indecisive and introverted. I find that hard to believe. She's picking up SC like it's no sweat, and her test scores improve leaps and bounds after some studying. That has to mean she's a genius. There's no other possible explanation, right? I've never been good at anything, but luckily I've got something that helped fix my problems. The promise with that girl, you mean? Yes. Always facing upward, always trying my best at everything. Always being cheerful, and also being straightforward when it comes to the things I love. I realised that I could overcome my weaknesses by sticking to that way of life. And that's why I decided that one thing I would never give up on. That's pretty damn impressive. After all, it's a lot easier to say you'll work hard than actually do it. Plus, Asuka was well aware that she was starting from the very bottom, which must have made it all the more difficult. Yeah, that's definitely a type of talent, alright. Oh, but... Asuka is slightly embarrassed. She mumbles those words. There are still times when I get discouraged. Can't say I've ever seen that. Yes, because I try to hide it. Still, it does happen. I see. So Asuka does worry about things in her life. And I doubt there are any fields that are exceptional. Which means, does it happen with FC too? I'm honestly afraid to hear her answer. However, I know I'll never truly understand her until I do. Yes. Asuka answers my question in a somewhat hesitant voice. It only happens very rarely, but there are times when I get so upset and frustrated that I don't even want to look at the sky anymore. Yeah, that's all too familiar, isn't it? Masaya, my heart pounds against my chest. Asuka always flies me with a smile on her face. She's so obsessed with the sky that I sometimes wonder if she's a heaven-sent child. Yet even she has those thoughts sometimes. even she feels anger strong enough to make her think, I don't want to look at the sky anymore. I'm shocked. But whenever I'm having a hard time, I get help from this little thing. Asuka pulls off the hair clip she's wearing as she says that. It's feather-shaped and made out of plastic. There's nothing special about it. In fact, it even looks kind of cheap, but it's the memories you have with it. What were you doing at the time when you were wearing that? That girl gave me this as a present. Okay, there we go. What does it represent to you? Oh, I see. That's why she's always got it on. If I'm ever in serious trouble, I just need to hold this thing and make a wish. Then she'll come flying right over to save me. Did she tell you that? Yes, I've never actually made that wish yet, but I sometimes touch it as I recall her words. I didn't even learn her name in the end, so it's kind of hard to call it out to her. I see. You don't know her name. That explains why she hasn't mentioned it yet. That must be awfully precious to her, since there's nothing else that connects them. If you need help, I'll come save you. The promise itself may be empty, but it serves as an emotional support. So it's basically a good luck charm, huh? Yes. Asuka gives me a firm nod. Kids tend to cherish every little thing they own. That's true. That's why I'm sure you meant a lot to her. Otherwise, she never would have gave it to you. I'm sure it's become so precious to Asuka because the person gave them something dear to them. I could relate a little. Did you ever have something like that? Yeah, I don't remember it well, but I think so. There is one thing, but now it's just hidden away in my room collecting dust. I finally understand why you're so strong. Are you disappointed by the truth? No. If anything, I feel relieved. I respect you a lot, Asuka. Huh? What are you saying? There's nothing respectable about me. Asuka vehemently denies my claim. But that won't change my mind. I finally know Asuka isn't some monster. She is, without doubt, a normal human being with weaknesses. I'm sitting in my room with my lights off watching TV. I can't stop thinking about what Asuka mentioned earlier. Things that were dear to me, huh? What do I have from my childhood? There's an old anime airing right now. Sky Ruler Zafrian, if I remember correctly. It's a pretty gory show. Still, I loved it when I was younger. I remember begging my parents to buy me a figure until they gave in. It was a figure of a mech the protagonist piloted. I'm pretty sure I took it with me everywhere. But eventually I didn't have it anymore. And I can't remember what I did with it. Yeah, that's how it usually goes. Cherishing her childhood memories and never go back on that simple promise she made so long ago. It's honestly kind of crazy that Asuka has managed to do that. Somehow she's even turned all her sad experiences into fuel that drives her forward. And she's still trying to break past her limits to this very day. I have to support her. Man, I should be ashamed of myself. I don't deserve to call myself her coach. I've got more important things to do right now. I should be watching old anime in the dark. Do I still have some lingering feelings left inside me? I get up and pull out my old graph shoes. I don't even remember how many times I've done this before. This time it's different. I think I want to tell Asuka these words. The pledge that's engraved onto my graph shoes. When I run my fingers over words, it feels like I'm surrounded by the same sky, wind and smell as back then. It's like the memories of the promise I made are rushing back into my mind. Yep. If you learn about someone's past, you share your own past with the same person. The next day, we immediately start practice since Asuka is back to normal. All of our club members, as well as people from Takafuji, have gathered. Well then, Masaya Hinata. Yeah? What are we doing at the old mall? Care to explain what's going on? I'm pretty sure I told you in advance that we're not practicing today. Yes, I was informed of that, but I interpreted your words as no physical practice. I was certain you plan on giving a lecture on strategies and techniques instead. I never imagined my precious practice time would be wasted like this. Calm down, Shatu-kan. It's Shatu-in, President. I already made you the new president. You're still our honorary president, so it's fine. Anyway, I demand an explanation as to what this whole fuss is about. I'm sorry, Shatu-in senpai. It's all my fault for inviting you. There's nothing to You referred to the wrong name. There's nothing to worry about. Takafuji's also been focused on nothing but practice, so I figure this will make for a nice change of pace. Thank you, Shindou-san. It's not all about FC. There are other things outside of FC that matter, such as the rest of the world. We are better than the rest because we practice so much. Besides, as the new president, I'm responsible for... Yeah, I hear you. Yes, the entire store can hear you, Shatu-in. Yeah, I hear you. Well then, Hinata-kan, see you later. Wait, you're just gonna leave me here with these two? Especially with this eruptive yellow-haired monster? Senpai, I'm so sorry. Wait, I have a bone to pick with Masaya Hinata. Hey, don't push me, I told you to stop pushing me. Gotta say, I never thought I'd live to see you give us an official screw practice day. The hell's a screw practice day? Why does she always speak such nonsense? Why does she always speak such riddles? In riddles? Huh? I mean, today is a day off from practice, so like, aren't you trying to let us play hooky? No. No! Anyway, where are the others? Oh, they're finally here. Here we go. Sorry I'm late. Problems with your grouse shoes again? No, I wanted to finish a quest before leaving, but the monster took a lot longer to kill than I expected. We could just put it on pause, you know. Oh. Prepare to be punished tomorrow, Mashiro. So, why the rest of you late? My bed held me hostage. Yeah, okay. And you've even got a bear on you as well, for goodness sakes. Ouch. Next, prayers. I was doing my morning practice when before I knew it I was late. It's hard to tell you off when that's your excuse. Yeah, how dare you do your practice, for goodness sakes. And you, Asuka. I had so much fun flying but ended up making a small detour. Okay, so about today... Hey, how come you're going easy on Asuka-chan? Because she's just recovered from a fever, for goodness sakes. Yeah, she's right. That's unfair. I'm going to complain on the internet. Oh, no, you won't. Just shut up and listen to me. Boo. Ugh. I pacify the two unruly girls. Look, Asuka's made a full recovery. She's ready to start practicing again. Nice. That's a huge weight off my mind. Yay! Thank you. That said, I figured it wouldn't be smart to get right back to our usual practice on the first day. You was never this nice to me after I got injured, because yours was something not relating to your health. It wasn't related neurologically. It was just a sprain. It's something that doesn't affect your organs. I know, right? He sure knows how to make us feel like lower tier heroines. You're not even heroines. Anyway, that's why we're here to enjoy ourselves. Feel free to explore the place. Alright, let's go grab some food. Oh, I'll join you. Why not check out this place Ichino-san mentioned? I think she said it was in the food court. Oh, it's something to do with fried chicken, I suspect. The three of them have scurried off in a matter of seconds. We don't waste a single second when it comes to food, huh? So what should we do? Oh, what about the prayers? Okay, let's head to the fitness store on the 3rd floor. They have pretty much everything, from the shady stuff you see in infomercials to the real proper stuff you find at gyms, so... Okay, you're coming with us, Eureka. Oh my goodness sakes! Huh? What are you doing? Hey! Allow us to borrow a Eureka can for a while. Okay, sure. They kidnapped Prez. They sure did. This story never fails to give me laughter, for goodness sakes. Well, should we look around the mall together? Yeah, let's do that. Phew, looks like they set off. Aha! This is all part of your ingenious plan, huh, Shindou? And for goodness sakes, Masaki. Yeah, I wonder where... Yeah, she was always there. That was way harder than it would be. Like, how dense can you be? How was I supposed to understand without a proper explanation? I had no idea if they were in a romantic relationship. Well, they're not. We're helping an awkward coach and an equally awkward girl get to know each other better. Playing Cupid, basically. That sounds like a romantic relationship to me. Good grief. I can't believe this is why you're all skipping practice. You're wrong, Shatukan. It's Shatawin. Pray tell, what exactly am I wrong about? A player and their second need to establish a deep bond of trust, and that's even more true of a player and their coach. Are you trying to claim that's something they can neglect, Shatukan? It's Shatawin! Very well, President. I shall accept your explanation. Glad to hear it. In that case, since I'm your second, shall we deepen our mutual understanding of each other? There's no need for that. You're contradicting yourself. Actually, I do agree with that one. They're contradicting. Whatever, who cares? Listen, let's just focus on watching them. Good point. Hinata in particular. I can't wait to see what Asuka-san does. You guys are scaring me. It's starting to sound like you only care about amusing yourselves. What are you talking about? I and my muscles are always honest. God, just shut up, Shannon. Ah. Okay, this is what we talk about when it comes to, like, nice, down-to-earth times. For goodness sakes! What do you think? Whoa. I'm rendered speechless. Allow me to explain. We enter a clothing store on the second floor because Asuka wanted to try on some clothes. I was waiting for her in front of a dressing room, thinking to myself how cliche the whole situation was, but she came out wearing something so different from her usual attire that I was stunned. So you had something in mind, but now it's something completely different. I mean, she definitely looks cute in it, but the problem is, that outfit's way too revealing. I mean, yeah. Oh, it doesn't look good on me? I see. Should have known I couldn't pull it off. But that's not it. Huh? Oh, I've got to say something. I just need to think of a way to mention it without specifically talking about it. Yes, of course. As they say, honesty is the best policy. It looks good on you. Like, really good. You mean it? To be honest, it's a little embarrassing to hear that. I mean, it's shown that you just had to say that. I'm almost reminded that the flight suit is even worse. But quickly decide it's a bad idea. Don't want to get her all nervous when she has it on. Don't worry. You look real cute. I swear. I see. Thank you. We're both acting really shy right now. Any other clothes you want to try on? Oh, I like this outfit the most, so I want to check it from different angles. Well, in that case, I move my gaze downward and spot an awfully short... I hurriedly avert my eyes. I think I'm starting to get used to it. Yeah, it really does look cute on me. Asuka spins around on the spot and checks how she looks from behind. Stop it, Asuka. You're firing us on all cylinders here, for goodness sakes. Let's go flops up to make my worth of blah 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 blah. Sorry, I'm speaking in gibberish. It's the only way to dampen this situation. Asuka flashes a radiant smile as she starts humming. I'm rooted to the spot with a cramped smile on my face. I won't deny, but it feels more like a hard test than anything right now. Yes, do not stare at this spot. A star if you can do it for 60 whole minutes. And also as well, the pictures keep changing as well, so you have to continuously train yourself to not stare at the obvious spots. Man. couldn't he have a bit more smooth there? Knowing him, he probably thought something corny like, honesty's the best policy. I never imagined Hinata would make that face. Allow me to be frank, President. You're starting to scare me. Wow, he just took advantage of a moment and blah 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 blah. Huh? You serious? I missed that? Come on, do it again, Masaya. Yeah, I don't really get what's going on, but go ahead, Hinata. Guys. Here, for you. Wow, thank you so much. It's fried chicken from a place that Sam mentioned the last time we were here. She said the store was still open, so I'll make sure not to pass up on this opportunity. They're freshly fried, so even while they're hot. Then I'll start right away. Asuka throws some fried chicken into her mouth. Hot, hot. Well, yeah, you're not really supposed to throw the whole thing in your mouth like that. I literally just told her they were freshly fried, yeah. Guess she focused too hard on the even while they're hot. But not too soon. At first Asuka screamed because of the heat, but her expression starts to morph with every single bite. Whoa, wow. Delicious. She seems overjoyed by now. Glad you like them. I got a whole bag for you, so dig in. I hand Asuka her bag, then open my own. Thanks! Asuka snacks on another piece of fried chicken with a satisfied expression on her face. They're really delicious, but for some reason she looks conflicted. What, you don't like fried chicken? No, I love it. It's just, something's been bothering me. She shows me the paper bag, she says that. Yeah, there's chicken on it with a phrase chickenlicious and the word bubble coming from its mouth. What about it? It doesn't bother you? Asuka stares at me, seemingly confused. I mean, if it was wrong that the chicken calling itself yummy... What? You see, I love flying fish, so if I ever saw one jumping out of the water and say, I'm delicious, I would be totally grossed out. Okay, I can see what Asuka mean by that, because it's like saying, well, the animal will be very, very delighted as like a dietary tool for the person. That's why bags like these, or one that says moolicious or oinklicious, don't feel right. Hey, why are you laughing, Masaya-chan? You weren't cracking a joke? I thought it was just trying to get me to laugh. No, I was not. Those are my honest feelings. In fact, I'm so serious, I'd ban it if I could. Okay, I'm sorry. Jeez. Lame, they're still stuck on small talk. Yeah, Masaya-senpai is really bad at holding interesting conversations. Yep, it's all his fault. He totally should have said, I want to stick on you instead of this fried chicken. What? Misaki, not everyone's like you, okay? For goodness sakes, that's taking it to the other extreme. What are you, a perverted old man? I think this is going well. I was a little worried, but we're actually holding a normal conversation. That's certainly true. In fact, it almost makes me think monitoring them was unnecessary. What's wrong, Ichino-san? I'm going to get myself a... No, you cannot! Somebody stop her! Hey, well, wait, Ichino-san! She's already gone. It's unusual for her to just run off like that without waiting for consent. I suppose it's best to split up here then. Right, guess we'll go our separate ways. Okay, I'll drop by the muscle shop. It sounds pretty gross when you call it a muscle shop. What are you two gonna do? Let's head out, Mishiro. Okay, I'll follow you to the ends of the earth. What about you, President? I'm going home. I see you've lost all interest as the moment this outing has stopped being about Masaya Hinata. I heard that, Shatukan. It's Shattuin. I think we've explored the whole place by now. We've walked around all floors, so a lot of time has passed. Masaya-san? Asuka comes to a sudden stop. Yeah? Thank you for today. Then she bows her head and thanks me. You were worried because of what I said yesterday, right? She caught on her. She seemed a little sad when she was talking about her past, which was very unusual for her. And that's why I was hoping the mole would cheer her up. Guess I still got a lot to learn. A real gentleman would have been a lot more subtle to keep her from ever noticing. You don't have to thank me. I just figured it would be nice to go and have fun for a day. Still, I'm happy that you're worried about me. You're welcome. Well, it's fun as long as she appreciates the thought. You know, that's not my only reason, but it's actually something I want to show you. Oh? Yeah, figured it must be open by now. I look at the map on the wall as I say that. Last time I was here, there was an under construction sticker that mentioned the roof was... Ah, yes! Chatouin mentioned about that, or Chateau, sorry. Nice, it's gone. However, now there's just a name in this place. Okay, let's go. Where? The rooftop. Huh? The rooftop? I enter the elevator with Asuka. Once I press the R button, the elevator starts to rise. The roof. Okay, we're here. And out here we see the doors slide open and we're greeted by dazzling light. But isn't that beautiful? It's almost what you would call romantic, wouldn't it be now? Asuka sounds downright amazed. Iron Mole's rooftop has been under construction for a long time. But before that it was a famous attraction that represented the whole area. And that only happened because it provided the best view of the island. No matter where you look, the deep blue sky stretches out endlessly. That's why everyone calls it the Sky Wall. No one knows how it started, but eventually everyone was using that name. Oh, they kept the fence out of the way. The roof used to be surrounded by a fence for security purposes. However, it seems to be now in a lower section. Smart, since that keeps it from obstructing anyone's view. Gotta thank Chatouin-san's family for this. Yep, remember that Chatouin's family was involved with the constructions of the rooftop. Besides, even more beautiful than my rose-tinted memories. It's amazing, isn't it? Ah, lovely. Is she trying to imitate flying? Is this what's going on? Is she trying to feel the wind with her body? No, wait, maybe she's being overwhelmed by the desire to take off from here. Whatever the case is, it's clear that she's loving the view, since she's taking in deep breaths as her gaze wanders. Ah! Asuka lets out a wistful sigh as she keeps stretching out her body. Huh? Oh, Masaya-san. Yeah? Did you just talk to me? She looks kind of embarrassed. Guess she didn't hear me. Yeah, I did. I knew I didn't just imagine it. Sorry I ignored you. It's just, this view is so beautiful that I tuned everything else out. Figured. It's fine, really. I'm just glad you like it. Oh, I don't like it. I love it. I didn't know there was something this amazing here. I'm definitely going to visit again. I'm sure Chatouin-san would be thrilled by the glowing praise. It's making me want to start flying right this instant. I'm sure if we saw this when I first moved here, I would have wanted to fly even without ground shoes. Right, that's normal. You know, this place was already here when I was a kid. Oh, you mean before the reconstruction? Yeah, back then there was a fence that went way higher. I point around the various areas as I revisit my memories with her. There was a hot dog stand over there. Hang gliding was still popular, so you could see people flying over in that direction. They kind of look like paper planes from this distance. Blue doesn't fade. In fact, it feels like the other colours right next to me. My memories are starting to return in vivid colours as I speak to Asuka. And this was my special spot. We're at the very centre of the roof. Look up. Huh? You mean from here? Sure do. Asuka follows my instructions. You will see nothing but blue. No other obstacles. And there we have it. The deep blue sky. Wow! It's completely blue. Yep, it was a sky I kept all to myself. Gazing up at the boundless sky from the spot always used to fill me with joy. Though that didn't mean I wanted to stay there forever or anything. The place actually made me want to take off and fly as far as possible. It made me want to travel beyond the sky. And then my dad took me along to my first FC tournament. That was the start of everything. Thanks to that seemingly insignificant trip, I started to admire the person who could soar faster and higher than anyone else. That was why I got so obsessed with FC. Learning I could actually fly through the sky changed everything. I begged my dad to let me become a grav shoe beta tester. And when that worked, I was flying through the sky non-stop. I really loved it. The sky. Her. And also FC. Back then I had no doubts in my mind. I was sure there was no one who could reach the same heights as me. With these I can go anywhere. I can be the first to travel beyond the sky. I sincerely believed that. And yet I ended turning my back on the sky. The blue world beyond the sky was stolen from me. My outstretched hand attempts to grab at it, but nothing remained in my palm. Asuka was just silently listening to my story. So that's her first reaction. Honestly, when I see the sky reflected in her eyes, I'm tempted to continue and tell her all the things I'd rather keep to myself. That's why. I turned to Asuka with a smile on my face. I don't want you to ever experience the same painful things I did. I don't want to see you fall out of love with flying, so please remember how you felt when you first looked up at that sky from this point. I brought you here to burn that sight into your mind. Really? I gave her a firm nod. Turn to the sky, and don't avert your eyes. The answer lies there. Huh? Those are the words engraved on my grav shoes. Old grav shoes. Aoi-san wrote that after I managed to win my first junior tournament. I begged her to do it and she eventually gave in. When you're having a hard time and don't know what to do, look up at the sky and don't turn your eyes away. If you do, you'll find an answer soon enough. Get it? Turn to the sky and don't avert your eyes. The answer lies there. Saying it is enough to fill me with energy. Yeah, they're pretty powerful words. Unfortunately, I didn't follow that advice. And Aoi-san had a sad look on her face when I turned my gaze away from the sky and said farewell to her. Even now, I tend to think about that moment when I see Aoi-san's face, but pain still lingers in my chest. I don't want to look down ever again. Asuka says that while she's looking up at the sky. I was always unhappy when I walked around with my eyes on the ground. So from now on, I'll look to the sky. I'll keep looking at the sky and believe. Good. A chirping flock of seagulls is flying towards the mountains. Thin clouds of the mountain range get blown away by the wind. With all the white completely gone, the sky is dominated by blue. And Asuka and I stare off into this clear blue world. We're staring somewhere beyond the sky. What's taking everyone so long? Oh, Misaki-chan just sent me a text. What's it say? We don't want to be third wheel, so we're heading back. Oh, just remember that all the noodles from Shikokuga are on sale. Get me about 5 packs. What? They left? Those guys. You know what? I'll ruin her day by getting cold super noodles instead of what she asked for. Though, maybe she'd like that too. Well, whatever. Let's just head home. Masaya-san? I turn to face Asuka when I hear her call out to me. Can we take a little detour on the way back? A detour? Yes! What do you say, Masaya-san? You're looking good. Asuka's flying a bit behind me. Look at this, we're flying together. Near the water? Ain't that kind of dangerous, don't you think? Asuka's facing upward as she flies just barely above the water's surface. There's a school of flying fish right by her that are jumping about. She narrows her eyes every time some water hits her, but other than that, Asuka seems extremely happy. I found this place on the way to the mall. It took everything I had to keep myself from flying with them. Then when I saw the sky up on the rooftop, I lost control. Can't blame you for that. We're currently a short way from Fakura Island. This area, which is currently sparkling thanks to the sun beating down on the water, is a known fishing ground. Why is she acting all embarrassed? Maybe it's normal to get embarrassed when you talk about things you like. Didn't I lay on a little too thick earlier? I didn't get really excited when I talk about the sky or FC. Masaya-san? What's up? Asuka shouts my name again. He turns to her and spots an even bigger smile than before on her face. I really am in love. Huh? But what's she saying? I'm in love with flying through the sky. Oh, I see, that's what she meant. I mean, that was real obvious. What was I expecting? I'm really in love with you. I'm going to cherish those words. I see. Turn to the sky and don't avert your eyes. The answer lies there. Asuka continues to fly alongside the flying fish. There's no sense of obligation, responsibility or pressure here. She's just having fun. I can't let this pure innocent girl suffer the same setback I did. Turn to the sky and don't avert your eyes. Enjoy it to your heart's content. I twist the phrase that defined my childhood. And sure, that's mostly meant for Asuka, but gotta make sure I enjoy it too. The horizon has slowly dyed orange. I turned towards Asuka and quietly repeat those words as I took in the look of utter joy in her face. Ah. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Huh? I suddenly received a text at night. I assume it's Asuka, but Madoka? I wonder what she wants. Guess I should read it. We were supposed to meet up at 6 PM in front of a shrine, right? Yeah. I think we'll get onto this controversy and see what Madoka meant the next time around, but that looks like some absolutely delicious food. And everybody should not be doing that at this point in time because of you-know-what virus. Okay folks, we're going to be leaving things off here, and hopefully next time we get some more answers out and probably even see something a bit more romantic between these two. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next time of Aokana. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves!